joining me on Scorpio Soul Time, where I am consistently working on progress over perfection. I also appreciate you liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel, and please let me know in the comments if there is any way I can help you on your esoteric journey. We're getting ready to enter the next season, which is Taurus, the bull, from April 20th through May 21st. And whether it is your birthday, if it is, happy birthday, Tauruses. And even if it's not your birthday, every person has each of the 12 zodiac signs in their birth chart. Depending on where it falls in yours will play out how Taurus's characteristics will affect each part of your life. So each of the zodiac signs rules a specific house. And so we are actually going to leave Aries season, which represented the first house of self. We asked ourselves what new initiations and what new beginnings we wanted to try. We also came into the end of the previous Pisces season, which could have made us all reevaluate our priorities and remove what was no longer working in our daily life. So we went from the end of Pisces season into Aries, and now we are going to transition into Taurus. So what does Taurus rule? Taurus represents the second house of possessions, money, resources, self-sufficiency, and public status. And you can see here I have the Ace of Coins card, which is the epitome of what we all want, right? Riches, abundance, security. And I also have the Earth Oracle card here, which represents abundance and all of your deep connections to the physical plane. So I think that Taurus also represents everything that we hold dear to us, right? So we all are trying to ground ourselves, become more self-sufficient, being able to relate to others better and be able to really ground ourselves, that they don't want to change and they really don't like to see things move from what they're comfortable with, right? So we all have some Taurus energy in us. So today I think I will go through and just explain to you what energies are surrounding Taurus for this upcoming Taurus sun season. This can be for Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant, or like I said, each of us has some Taurus characteristics in us, so know that any of these videos can definitely resonate with you. So here is a personality profile of Taurus. Its ruling planet is Venus, its career planet is Uranus, its love planet is Pluto, its money planet is Mercury, and its planet of home and family life is the Sun. So, as I said, Taurus likes to be grounded, and if you want to bring more of your Taurus energy around yourself, consider bringing more earth tones into your life. So anything like greens, browns, gold, any kind of colors that relate to the earth are really grounding energies and grounding colors. You can also wear any type of jewelry that has either emerald, coral, as these are the gemstones that represent Taurus. I also like to wear some jade, and I have some Amazonite. I think that's how you pronounce it, Amazonite, but they help to ground you as well. So consider any of those gemstones when you are trying to ground yourself and just trying to bring yourself more aware of where you are in the world and the planet, and just sometimes just going outside and putting your feet in the grass. This is something I'm trying to learn. I've started going to a health and wellness doctor, and one of the things they recommended was grounding yourself. So even if you go outside and take your shoes off and just stand in the grass for a few minutes and let the sun beat on your body and on your skin, it's very grounding. So as we move into this Taurus season, think about doing those type of things to help you feel more with nature, and also just to help you feel more relaxed. Today I thought we would try using the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle book. What I love about Sacred Geometry is that there are infinite interpretations based on what shapes, symbols, and ideas your mind resonates with each card. So there are diamonds, circles, and you can see each of them is also numbered, and each of them has a theme. So I actually came across a card in here called Soul Time, which I probably won't find right as I'm on camera, but that's actually how, oh, and there's Soul Time right there. Thanks, angels, trying to help me out. So this Soul Time card is actually how I came into the name for my channel, because I'm a moon and sun Scorpio, but this Soul Time resonated with me because it says, the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. So I really think that that resonated with me, and it also has like the infinity symbol going through it. So what I like about oracle cards is that it gives you the opportunity to think of your own interpretations. Yes, we can read the cards, but what I love is that Sacred Geometry has all these different colors and shapes, and it really helps you use your own mind to see how it resonates with you. So today we're going to do a Trinity spread. And the Trinity spread represents past, present, and future. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle the cards. And these cards are a little bigger than the average one. So sometimes I like to turn them instead and shuffle them this way so that they don't all fly across the desk as we're trying to do this. I want you to think of a question for this Taurus season. One that relates to your possessions, your resources, public status. How do you want to improve your physical world? And what steps do you need to make yourself more self-sufficient? Could you start an entrepreneurial venture? Can you start putting more money away in your savings account? These are just examples of what you can ask. And the reason why I want you to do this is that each month when the sun goes into a new sign, there's always new energies and new characteristics that that astrological sign brings. And so in this Taurus season, I want to read a few of the characteristics that might or might not resonate with you, but think about how you can bring more Taurus into your life with these simple tips, especially about finance. Taurus is very money conscious. Wealth is more important to them than to many other signs, and wealth to a Taurus means comfort and security. Wealth means stability. Where some zodiac signs feel that they are spiritually rich if they have ideas, talents, or skills, Taurus only feels wealth when they can see and touch it. So I think that's a very good point, is tactile, earth type things in Taurus is especially important. How can you take tangible steps to actually make your dreams, if you will, a reality? Many people find Taurus too stubborn, conservative, fixed, and immovable. This is understandable because Taurus dislikes change in the environment or in their routine. So I think that's very interesting because I think many of us in society in general don't love change, right? And I think that what this energy is asking us is to come into this new Taurus season with a sense of, while I don't love change, maybe change is what I need in order to have a new sense of self and to have a new abundance come into my life. So let's cut the cards. So let's do the Trinity spread. We're going to do past, present, and future. This spread gives you an overview of the larger cycles flowing through your life. It allows you to see the themes and lessons present in your life by contemplating and understanding where we came from, our past, recognizing where we are, our present, and seeing the potential of what we are going to in our future. We can take appropriate action to align ourselves with the reality we wish to create. And that is what embodies this Taurus season, is figuring out how you can take your possessions, your money, your resources, becoming more self-sufficient, and improving your public status. This spread is going to kind of guide us into this Taurus season of how we can take all of those different parts of our life and really make tangible steps to move forward. So let's cut the deck. And let's see what 3 cards we have. So the first is your past. So that's empowerment. 2 is your present. That's prosperity. And 3 is your future. And that's belief. So I can already see that this is really aligning with the Taurus season, because empowerment, prosperity, and belief, those are all key virtues, if you will, of Taurus, right? Us becoming more self-sufficient, dealing with money, prosperity. So I really love it already before we even got into it. So the first card, which represents our past, is empowerment. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we are all connected through the same source. So what do you see in here? Do you see the circles? Do you see the different symbols that almost look like the moon? Each person will see different symbols in sacred geometry. And empowerment in the past, to me, is signifying that you've had the power in the past to make decisions, but maybe you made decisions that were right for you then, but now you need to reassess and figure out, especially dealing with money and resources. I know many of us, when we're at our jobs and we are, trying to figure out, how much money we need to make in order to pay the bills, how much we need to be able to put aside for vacation time. We all have this empowering nature to us to, we know we need to do, but we don't always do it, right? So when it's time for vacation time, we're trying to figure out why we haven't put enough money aside for our vacation fund. And we realize, oh, I should have been putting a little bit away out of each paycheck. Or, and it doesn't always have to be just your job. It could be, your health and your wellness. So if you know that, you keep gaining 5 pounds each month and you're trying to figure out why the scale keeps going up, you really know what you need to do, but you don't always do it, right? So I think that this card is representing empowerment to, in the past, you had the power, but maybe you didn't exactly implement it. So in this Taurus season, think through what question you asked at the beginning of this spread and figure out where can you be more empowered moving into the Taurus season. So now we're moving on to 36, prosperity. And prosperity is the present. I'm going to put that a little closer so you can see the colors. You can see the triangles and the swirls. And I really love how all of this in here signifies to me that is prosperity, right? Where something starts and then it grows into something else and then it grows into something else. That's how I'm looking at prosperity. So on this card it says, the frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. Now, if that is not Taurus embodied in a card, I don't know what is. So prosperity, it's just that, right? It is being able to feel good about your wealth, from your family life to how you show up in the world, and feeling good about the money you make, feeling good about being part of a community, feeling good about, you know, your soul beliefs, like your different pillars, well, whether it's pillar of health, pillar of wealth, your spiritual connection. All of these different parts of your life play into prosperity. And even though Taurus is the sign of, you know, money and tangible things, prosperity can also mean all of the abundance that you feel on a daily basis. So I think that in this present position going into Taurus season, the energies are really supporting you for being able to be prosperous and really figure out what new steps you can take to make that dream or make that you know, thing that you were thinking of when we asked the question come true. So in the third position is belief. And I like this belief because I love how this outside looks like a halo to me, like what would be above an angel. And then I think all these little yellow circles to me represent ideas or enlightenment. So of course we all have, that's why I love these oracle cards, because everyone is going to see something different. But belief is in our third position, which stands for the future. And this card shows you the potential of what will be arriving in your life. So the frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. So like I said, that reminds me of like your mind and source energy, and then everything that comes off of it represents ideas that just get generated here and then expand out. So that's how I look at belief. And 11 is a master number. So I love that that is your future. So in this Taurus season, once again, the energies are asking you, what beliefs do you have? Do you have that belief that only people who were born with, you know, money in their bank account from their family? Or do you believe that you can only get healthy if you have, you know, the money to join a fancy gym? Or do you have a belief that the only way that you can get ahead in life is to cut corners, or you have to be working at a, you know, multi-million-dollar company in order to really get ahead in life? I think that anyone's belief system, whether it is rooted in spiritual connections, whether it's rooted in, you know, historical or things that have come from your own family and passed down to generations, I think that this card in the future is asking you in this Taurus season, what beliefs do you have that still hold true? And what belief systems do you need to maybe leave behind because you have learned new information? And in this April and May season, you're now realizing that the beliefs that you had in the past, maybe they don't serve you anymore. There is nothing wrong with changing your beliefs as you go through life, as you get new information, as you are enlightened through this journey that we're all going through. And I think the Taurus season asks you to get grounded in what your beliefs are, but also don't be afraid to take on new beliefs. Don't be afraid to realize that you don't have to be stuck in what you did in the past. I think this empowerment card is really telling you that in the past you were empowered to do certain things in your life, whether it was dealing with your job, your health, your family, your neighborhood that you live in. But I think in the past, sometimes empowerment needs to be tweaked in order for you to gain prosperity and then gain a new belief system. So in this Taurus season, I invite you to really take a look at yourself, your possessions, your money, your resources, but also your self-sufficiency. And self-sufficiency doesn't only have to do with the money that you hold in your bank account or the numbers that you see when you log into your bank account. It also has to do with feeling like you can provide for yourself in an emotional way. This can deal with relationships. You might need to get rid of relationships that are toxic. And relationships we talked about in the new moon in Aries video back on April 5th. Because I think oftentimes we stay in relationships, and relationships can be at work. Relationships can be in your home with your family. It can be with your community. It can be with your church. It can be with your colleagues. But remember, self-sufficiency means that you feel good about providing for yourself and you feel good about the resources around you. So take this Taurus season to think through how you can level up any of these areas of your life. And I think that this oracle reading was really empowering, because it's so interesting to see when the cards line up just perfectly with what the energies are in the universe. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you joining me on Scorpio Soul Time. Each month I'm going to do a sun sign video and just explain, like I did today, what are the takeaways, what are the energies, and what are the most important values that we need to get out of each sign, because every sign has like those ruling characteristics, like I said, and each of them play a part in our lives. Well, thanks for liking and sharing and subscribing to Scorpio Soul Time. I would appreciate it if you would click the bell below to subscribe. I wish you would share this with your friends so Scorpio Soul Time can grow. And if you have any comments or questions, I would love if you leave a comment below. And I will see you all next time. Thanks. Bye.